Okay guys, so we finished up to 18 questions of exercise 5.3 in our previous videos, and now let's move to question number 19, and we are continuing with the chapter of arithmetic progression. So question number 19 says 200 logs are stacked in the following manner. So they have given the diagram also. So 20 logs in the bottom row, then 19, and then 18 keeps on continuing. And how many rows are there for 200 logs? We have to find out. And how many logs are there in the top rows, the last term? If we start from 20, the last term I have to find out, and I have to find the number of rows, so I have to find the n, I know. Okay, and my sum of n terms is given. Okay, so let's start with the solution. So let's say I would say that my sum of n terms, n is not given, so 200 logs are arranged one above the other, right? So I can say that I have to find out sum of n terms is given to me as 200, and a is equal to 20 because they started with 20, and d I know would be equal to second term minus the first term. First I have to see that whether it is in AP or not, so this should be equal to t third minus t2. Okay, so this I know this is equal to 19 minus 20, and this is equal to 18 minus 19, so I get minus 1. So d is equal to minus 1 here. A is equal to 20. Okay, n I have to find out, and also I have to find out the last term, right? So I have to find out the n, and I have to find the last term. Okay, so which should I put first? So I can go for nth term formula because a and d are given to me, so I can find out. So nth term t, n is equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. So nth term I have to find out, or the last term I can say. So 20 plus, and n also I don't know, and d would be is minus 1. Okay, so my last term is equal to 20 minus n plus 1. Okay, or L is equal to 21 minus n. Okay, so this is my last term in form of n. Let me go to sum formula now. So sum of n terms is equal to n by 2 2a plus n minus 1 into d. So now sum of n terms is equal to n, I don't know, a is 20, right? So 2 into 20 plus n minus 1, and d is equal to minus 1. So minus 1. Okay, so this is equal to n by 2, and 40 minus n plus 1 is equal to Sn, and as Sn is 200. Okay, I know this thing, 200. So now this becomes 400 is equal to n into 41 minus n. So n is for 400 is equal to 41n minus n square. I can bring everything on the left hand side. So n square minus 41n plus 400 is equal to 0. Okay, this is a quadratic equation, so I have to find out my sum and product. Here sum is equal to minus 41 and product is equal to 400. So I have to find out. So I can see because my this is positive, product is positive, and my sum is negative, so I know there will be addition of two negative terms, right? Okay, let me find out. So 400 into 1, 200 into 2, 3, 4, right? So 100 into 4, and then 5, and then 7, 8, right? 8, and then 10. So 40 into 10, it still is 50, right? Okay, then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 25 into 16. Okay, so these are my factors. So if I add 26, 5 and 16, I'll get 41. So n square minus 25n minus 16n plus 400 is equal to 0. So this is my little bit of rough work always on the right hand side of your page. So now n is common, n minus 25 and minus 16 common, so n minus 25 is equal to 0. So my factors for that equation were n minus 25 and n minus 16. Okay, so therefore n is either equal to 25 or it is equal to 16, right? Okay, now I have to substitute. Let me substitute in my L. Both can be the values. Let's see. So L is equal to 21 minus n. So substituting, I can name this equation as 1. Okay, so my L is equal to 21 minus n. 21 minus n. So now last term, right? So L is equal to either 21 minus 25 or it is equal to 21 minus 16, right? So I see here last term is negative, right? So 16 and 5, right? So I know this last term can't be negative because here they said number of logs. So now how can I put negative log numbers on the top, right? So then my answer would automatically become 5. So I can write down answer as L, or the last row in as in last row, number of logs cannot be negative. Okay, therefore my number of logs in the last row would be equal to 5. And how many rows are there? There are n came out to be 16 because of that, right? So n would, because of this would be 16, and therefore number of rows is equal to 16. Okay, now let's move to the last question of this exercise, guys. So question number 20. So question number 20 says, in a potato race, a bucket is placed at the starting point, which is 5 meters from the first potato, and the other potatoes placed 3 meters apart in a straight line, and there are 10 potatoes in the line, and they have shown the figure. I know it was a different figure shown, little bit different, right? Because I drew it, so it seems to be different. So same kind of thing, and you can draw some potatoes here, correct? So some potatoes were placed in that, but I have drawn all the potatoes, so that's why I hadn't put the potatoes in the bucket. I'm just saying that okay, it has to start the race. I have drawn like that. Okay, now a competitor starts from the bucket, picks up the nearest potato, runs back with that, drops it in the bucket, and then again it runs back to pick the next potato, then again runs back to the bucket in it, and she continues in the same way until all the potatoes are in the bucket. Now we have to find out what is the total distance the competitor has to run. So now they have given the hint that to pick up the first potato and the second potato, the total distance traveled will be 2 into 5, because she started from the bucket, she ran 5 meters, then again she came back to the bucket, then again she started from there. So then it will be 2 into 5 plus 3, and 3 will be always 6 will be added every time, correct? Okay, let's see. So I would say I'll start like my solution. Potato race, right? So first to pick up the first potato, okay, so distance traveled, distance to pick up first potato. Okay, so this would be equal to she ran from the bucket to the potato and then potato to that. So that is 5 plus 5, right? So 10 meters she did. Then second potato, right? So distance to pick or to drop and pick, both, right? Not only pick, I would say pick and drop, both the things, right? Second potato, so that would be equal to, because now 8, right? 5 plus 3, so 5 plus 3 and 5 plus 3 again, so 5 plus 3 both sides, so this would become 16, right? 16 meter. For third potato, it would be distance to pick and drop, third potato. Okay, so third potato will be equal to 5 plus 3 plus 3, right? So 11 into 2. So 5 plus 3 into 2 and into 2. So this gives me 6 plus 5, 11, and so this becomes 22 meter. So it will go on. So always 6, I know 6 meter will be added because every potato is placed 3 meter apart, correct? So now does it become an AP? So I would find out the difference first. So difference or common difference, I would say, would be equal to 22 minus 16 is equal to 16 minus 10. So this gives me 6, right? So therefore common difference is same. Therefore I can say it is an AP. It forms an AP. Okay, so my AP is equal to, first it starts with 10, right? So 10, 16, and it would go for 22 and up to how many terms? I know up to, they have said it, how many? 10 potatoes are there. So first potato, second potato, so my up to 10 terms are there, right? So my T is equal to, N is equal to 10, I can say, correct? Okay, let's see. And I have to find out S, like sum of all the distances traveled by the competitor. So now I have to find out Sn, and N is equal to 10, A is equal to 10, and D is equal to 6. We already found out. Okay, so now Sn is equal to N by 2, 2A plus N minus 1 into D. So N is equal to 10 by 2, 2 into 10 plus N is also 10 minus 1, and D is equal to 6. So this becomes 5. So this is equal to 5 and 20 plus 9 into 6. 20 plus 54. 5 into 74. Okay, so 20, 35, 37, right? So total she traveled would be 370 meter. Okay, so answer I can write down as, the competitor will run, the competitor will run a total distance of 370 meter. Correct? Okay guys, so we have finished this exercise 5.3. Okay, so I think we can move to the next chapter now. And so in my next video I'll be starting with the new chapter, maybe quadratic equations. So see you guys, stay tuned.